Tell me. I'm listening. Okay, great. I'm so happy to hear that you guys are having a great time in quarantine. Playing games, doing puzzles, I don't know, what are you doing? Let me know. Comment below. Last week the comments were not up or bad. We're going to fix it this week, so comment below and tell us what you've been doing. All right, who's ready to get started? Now last week we didn't really learn about anybody specific in the Bible, right? We're trying to follow along. We learned about Nehemiah, we learned about Elijah. We learned about how God just loves his people and how he brings us joy. Now we're going back to specific people in the Bible. Take a second, pause the video, and try to guess, who are we going to talk about now? Let me tell you the topic. Maybe that'll help you. So we are going to talk about how God hears our prayers and he answers them. Even if it takes him a little longer to answer them than we would like, God will answer them when he knows it's the perfect time. So pause the video. Try to figure out who we're going to talk about. I'm sure those were some great guesses. All right, we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to introduce you to my friends. Oh, did I introduce myself? I don't think I did. I'm Loving Lexii. You all know me. I can't hug you right now, so hug yourselves. That was nice. I loved it. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to my friends, Zachariah and Elizabeth from the Bible. These aren't actually them, they're just pretending. All right, so in the Bible, Zachariah and Elizabeth were very, 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 very old. Like, take your parents and multiply that by at least 5. I know, old, right? So they were so old. Can you imagine what it's like walking like an old person? Zachariah, can you show us how it's like walking like an old person? Really slow and probably hunched over, right? Yeah. Try that out at home. Is it weird? Is it awkward to walk like an old person? Maybe. I don't know. I walk like an old person, but that's just because I have hip issues. All right, so Zachariah and Elizabeth were so old that their bodies didn't really work like they should anymore, right? That's just what happens when you get old. Your body breaks down, doesn't work like it used to. But they really, really, really wanted a baby. Really wanted a baby. And so what did they do? What do you think they did? You got it. They prayed to God. They asked God, can you please give us a baby? We really want a baby. Even though we know we're old, we want a baby. And so Zachariah went to God's special place, probably a church, a temple, something like that, and went and prayed and said, God, please give Elizabeth a baby. When all of a sudden, wait for it, an angel came to them. And he said, guess what? He came a little closer and God said, guys, you guys are going to have a baby. God's going to give you a baby. Zechariah had a little hard time believing it. He said, how can this happen? Elizabeth is so old. How can we have a baby? And the angel said, don't worry. Believe in God. You're going to have a baby. And then, this is the shocking part. Not too sure why, but he made it so that Zechariah couldn't talk at all. He was mute. He couldn't say a word for the longest time. And then the angel went away. So now Elizabeth was trying to talk to Zechariah. He can't talk. They're like, what's happening? I don't know. So for 9 months, Zechariah could not talk. But guess what happened? What happened? Pause the video and try to figure out, did God answer their prayers? So, I'm sure as you all know, you all guessed, God answers our prayers, right? Even if it takes a long time. So all of a sudden, Elizabeth was pregnant with a baby, even though she was old. How exciting was that? So, the angel came back to Zechariah and he said, to Elizabeth, hold on, fact check. he told, hold on, fact checking. Wanted that he should name the baby John, and that John was going to be a special guy. So, Elizabeth got pregnant, and then she had a baby! What? Who's excited that Elizabeth had a baby? I am. And guess what they named the baby? Because this was such a miracle, they couldn't believe it. It must have been from God. So Zechariah held up a sign and it said, his name is John. As soon as Zechariah held up that sign and named the baby John, even though it's wearing pink. All right, he named the baby John, and then he could talk again. Woo! Because he did what God asked and his prayers were answered. How many of you have asked God for something and your prayers were answered? Pause the video and talk about it with someone, a sibling, a family member, your parent. Tell them about a time when you prayed about something and God answered your prayers. And then I want you guys to pray together for something that you want to happen. Ask God whatever you want. Pray for the virus to be gone so that you can go back to school. Pray for the health and safety of your family members. Whatever you want, pray, and I bet you God will answer your prayers in his time. All right. Stay tuned. We're going to do our craft in a minute. Welcome back. Craft time is here. Now, first I want to go over again. Make sure you have a parent with you, because I don't want to be getting phone calls that you guys were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. Okay? So, make sure you grab a parent, and then I'm going to go over all the supplies you need for today. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cups. Clear would be cooler, but you know, whatever you got is good. And then food coloring. We have red, yellow, blue, and green, but you guys can use whatever colors you want. It's up to you. Then water, paper towels, and I know these are in hot commodity, so make sure your parent helps you with these so that you don't waste them. And then something to stir your food coloring into your water with. All right, let's get started. I'm not going to put on safety goggles today because nothing's exploding, and I already have these goggles on, so we're okay. All right, so once you've got your parent and all of your supplies, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take the food coloring, and you're going to put a couple drops in. Whoop, of each one. We're doing yellow, red, yellow, and then blue, and then green. You want to make sure you're skipping a cup in between. So these ones don't have food coloring in them. Here, I'll pull them back. And then green. All right. Now, you want to put water in the cups that have the food coloring in them. So fill them, I don't know, 3/4 of the way. Ugh, I'm making a mess. Here we are. Parents, this can be messy. Boop. All right. So, you're going to take your empty cups. You're going to put them in between the ones with water. You're going to take your stirrer and make sure you have the food coloring all stirred up in there. Boop, 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 boop. All right, next step. You're going to take a paper towel. You're going to fold it like so. Fold it again, like so. And then fold it in half. So you got this little, like, it's going to fly away or something. And then you're going to stick it in each cup like this. I'm not going to do the whole thing because this is just to show you guys what to do. But I'm going to do 2. So you put, so it's 2 ends in the empty cup and then 1 each in the color. And you keep going all the way down. So you leave it overnight, and then we're going to use some movie magic to show you what it looks like when you leave it for a night. Pause. And voila! Overnight, and this is what it should look like. Now, I'm going to explain to you. So you can see that the water is now in the cups that were empty the night before. That's because the water travels up the paper towel and then down the paper towel into the empty cups so that they're all pretty much even. Isn't that so cool? And then the water combines. So like blue and yellow make green. So the water in this cup is green. Isn't that neat? All right, try it at home. Let me know how it goes for you guys. I hope it works out for you just as well. And I will see you guys next week.